Now let's continue with that story. Let's now bring in Professor Alex van der Heever, Chairperson from the Wits School of Governance and a political analyst, also giving us his insight. He joins us now via our video link. Prof, thank you so much for your time this evening here on SABC News. I mean, this is a major story coming out this evening here in the country, and that pertains really to the major allegations which were made today by General Mkhwanazi. And how does one even begin to dissect some of the allegations being made here against a sitting cabinet minister?
Well, I think that it appears as though the allegations that have been made were not made without evidence. So I think that the issue is that evidence now has to be scrutinized. But there is also an important question about the investigations that have been interfered with, and they involve serious matters. So this was a political killings task force that was allegedly interfered with 121 dockets that were in process, which were all frozen and then sent to the minister. That's highly problematic. So there's two things that have to happen. One is that the allegations have to be investigated against the minister and the senior members of the police force that involve what appears to be credible allegations of conflicts of interest and coordinating with criminals outside of the police service. So that potentially requires two things. One is that the president potentially has to suspend the Minister of Police and the relevant senior members of the police force so that a commission of inquiry can investigate those particular allegations rapidly. You know, we had a commission of inquiry that rapidly evaluated the SARS state capture assessments. That was done rapidly and expeditiously. You require a competent judge to take such an inquiry forward and reach conclusions very quickly because the evidence is there. The second issue is that it appears as though that this particular police set of investigations need to be protected immediately and insulated from further interference. They involve murders and they involve acts of fraud which have also impacted on the Gauteng government. Just to point out that Kat Mkhwanazi has been somebody who's also had 3 companies that were involved in transactions with Tembisa Hospital that Babita Deokaran froze and had marked, red flagged as potentially fraudulent before she was assassinated. So that's where these things kind of go. We need clarity on those because the kingpins haven't been arrested, and now this suddenly starts to provide an indication as to why there haven't been arrests. Why why government continues to contract with individuals who are already implicated in fraud in 2021. So I think that these particular investigations do need to be protected. And I think that the whistleblower status of Mkhwanazi needs to be respected and protected. So I think that those are going to be important interventions. And a third one that probably makes a lot of sense is that the Portfolio Committee on Police needs to be given a brief to provide ongoing supervision of this matter immediately, so that there is information provided to it on a running basis until the entire issue is resolved. But if a minister is suspended in this matter, there's also the question as to who would be the interim minister if this was taken forward, because the whole idea of suspending the minister is to stop the interference. So I think that these are all issues that have to be seriously considered at this point in time, and the president cannot be soft on this matter. There's no way that somebody would come out publicly like this if there wasn't something genuine behind it. And I think that these allegations need to be treated very, very seriously.
Yeah. And Prof, you are calling for the speedy inquiry to take place. At the same time, what do you make about, some of the allegations also being leveled against the judiciary, particularly because they're the ones who would then have to act when it comes to whether, some of these charges are laid at a police station, or whether, like this inquiry you want to take place. He has also gone as far as implicating the judiciary in the country.
Well, I think that he was indicating that he's implicating particular people in the judiciary rather than the judiciary as a whole. And again, those particular allegations should be investigated and the truth established. I think that the issue is that it's important to note that these syndicates and networks of corruption if they operate with protection from the highest levels of government, becoming incredibly damaging to society. It's not your ordinary crime that you're dealing with here. It is systemic, it is damaging, and it's murderous. And essentially they have to be dealt with by task teams that are highly effective and insulated from interference. It's the only way they succeed anywhere in the world. Now, these task teams were not properly insulated, and some of our task teams of the past weren't, and they were disbanded. So we're seeing a pattern re-emerge. So before the state capture process began, a lot of the task teams' investigations were shut down, and the NPA was captured. That type of process can't be allowed to continue, and it's been part of what the president has indicated he is going to get to the bottom of. But I think that what's being revealed here is exactly that tendency again, and it has to be taken out as quickly as possible.
And Prof, quickly before I let you go, how concerned should we be as a country following these revelations?
Extremely concerned, because if we have coordination with criminal elements at the top levels of our sort of criminal justice system, we are in deep trouble, because we can't stop any corruption. Anybody who's basically issuing or gaining corrupt tenders in government for billions and billions of rands will go free, and that will continue. Our tax money basically vaporizes and disappears. Plus, this is in the police service. It's really important that we trust the police, that they will protect us and not be part of a criminal network that will attack us. We need an impartial and properly governed police service. And it appears as though we don't have it, although we've got people within it who potentially could move us toward a properly governed police service, but we are not there yet. But really, we're in trouble if we can't trust the police and if we can't trust the criminal justice system.
Professor, thank you so much for your time. That's Professor Alex van der Heever, Chairperson from the Wits School of Governance, continuing there to give us his insights when it comes to those startling revelations being made there by KZN Police Commissioner Mkhwanazi.